Alright, gang, have a lot to cover. Last time I did 1.0 Aether Shard Automation Guide, and before that I had done Tier 6, so now we're in Tier 7. We've been in Tier 7 for a little bit. I haven't done um, all of the quests yet. I haven't done any of the new material stuff. So, for example, we can just check here. All the quests that involved materials I already had produced already. I went through and did all of those. I also added more trains. I think the last time you saw my map, it was probably uh, something that wasn't quite like this yet. Or if it was just briefly shown in the Aether Shard automation video. But I'm going to cover that, and then we're going to get into the rest of Tier 7. Stuff like copper ore harvesting, botany, and then the capstone quest as I've been referring to them. So the main things that I've added here for my train loop is we have the main one. Can't really, it's tough because when I look at this, it's like, oh yeah, there's this one and there's this one, but for you guys, it's just chaos, understandably. The main premise is I made a loop going around. You might vaguely be able to see a loop that kind of goes like this, and then the other paths are just branching off of it. I covered that in my tier 6 video, but that's trains just bringing things around where the trains refuel here with a bunch of coal. And then if I hover over some of these, this one has Stumpy Sparks in it, this one has... This is the wood train, so it just has basic wood stuff. And they just all go around on this big loop. And then using just the simple turn logic that the game gives you is how they branch off based on whatever identifier I put them into. And I covered this in the tier 6 video as well, so that might be worth a review for you, or leave a comment and I can try to go over it again. But with that in mind, if you're making something, just try to get like a central loop going, at least in my opinion, and then put your trains on it, give them enough fuel where they will never run out, because coal just lasts so long. If you give them the full big stack of coal, you can just send the train wherever, and then branch them off. So I'll go over this loop we have in the center that I've colored red. So I think right now I have 3 separate train lines going. There's this big one that goes around the entire mountain biome. There's this red one in the middle, and then there's this really funny shaped one over here, where I've used a lot of these trees for a ton of wood production, just because. So the reason why I've separated these loops into separate ones, instead of just having it all be on one shared loop, was for a few reasons. First one was because if I wanted to use the same identifier, if I have shards on me, but if I just have different identifiers on poles, by having one loop hand off materials to another separate loop, then it frees up me using those identifiers again. It's also just a little bit simpler, where I have a train line that's only for supplying things in grass biome, and the trains that are running on this and supplying things in this area don't have to go on this huge loop. It just, the other stations on this don't concern them at all. So what'll happen is, I can go over here. This station right here receives wood. And you can see that this is the main loop. There's a drop off that branches off from the main line here that drops off wood. Then it goes back on. And once I get to the wood stuff, I'll go over how it gets back and how everything over here works. But this is where one loop is dropping things off and being picked up by a completely separate loop. So these stations here and these train stops here, like those tracks never touch each other. They're just separate. And then what it does is, because this isn't too fancy, I just have the first cart have the sawn timber, second one have panels, and the third one have swords. There's two more, in case I ever wanted to add more to it. I don't know what that would be, but it's just to give me some room for expansion. And then it takes up a little bit extra room, but then I know that if I have a train coming through, and if I put a drop off that lines up with the second cart, then I'm not going to accidentally be sending, you know, sawn timber somewhere where I want to have wood panels, because sawn timber is going to be in the first part, and wood panels are going to be in the second one. So that's just the basic approach that I've taken to it. So that's why, you know, sawn timber's here, the panels come out a little bit farther, and the swords come out a little bit farther beyond that. And then up here we have just a basic refuel station. I don't have a lot of trains in this area, and the loop itself is so small that you don't need anything crazy. So I think I just have a few furnaces making coal over here. Yeah, and like this is way more than I would ever need. I just got this set up. So then all the trains that go through this loop will just hit this station and keep going. Over here is where I have my Aether shards get dropped off. So what will happen is, from the Aether shard video, I have the pickup over here. The train will come around, kind of messily loop here, drop off the Aether shards, and then this other side is the pickup on, there's a little bit of color coding, but not really, but onto the red loop. And I just bring these around for different spark stations that I have. I think I'm only really using like one or two, like, well, so for example, in this case, he's just hand the Aether shard straight across. This is jammed again, so I guess I'll have to fix that. But I already have a lot of sparks, so it's fine. But hopefully that makes sense. It's pretty chaotic to look at, but for you, if you're making your own setup, just start small. Start with the general idea of, hey, I want to make a loop that just kind of gives me good coverage in this area that I'm in. So if I want to branch off of it, I don't have to, you know, this is getting close to these trees. I don't have to make some big loop off to reach them. It just kind of occupies the center space pretty well. And then from there, it's just a matter of determining where you want to make things, setting the branch offs with your identifiers at different elevations. And then from there, you just kind of keep, at least what I did was just keep adding layers as more stuff came up. And it led to what it is now. So now I'll go over our wood stuff, which is pretty much the same stuff that we've gone over through this entire series, just on a, I think there's a, I have a teleporter down. It's the same stuff we've been going over, just on a slightly bigger scale, but nothing fancy. So over here we have the wooden panels. As we've covered before, 4 saw benches making sawn timber. So these 4 here, we have this hauler taking the output into the input of this 5th bench, making the wooden panels. And so this tree, like this little row right here, is just one little contained thing. So this logger is going into these 4 saw benches, these 4 saw benches go into this final saw bench for the panels, and that's just repeated. Looks like I did this 4 times. 4 or 5 times, I'll walk around more. But look, we have another one here. 5 benches in a row with inputs and outputs, 5 over here. I put a compressor down just if I'm backed up, that I'm still getting points from compressing my stuff. And how this works is, if you put this little path off right here into the compressor, then it means that the hauler will, well, I'll just demonstrate with this one going right here. So this hauler drops it off, picks up stuff, doesn't favor the left turn, so it skips it. gets to the end. And then anything that it can't drop off because this is full, it'll go back. And then it favors the right turn, and then it will drop it off. So that's some simple logic there without any need to put anything else on the path. And then we just have a bunch of buffers for no reason that don't consume this many wood panels, but it's fine. We have a bunch of supply chests here for building. And then otherwise, all of these setups are all just the same 5 benches with having to eventually bring all of the wood panels, looks like right here. Because I've structured this the same way, where the second station, or the second, what's this called, wagon loader, corresponds with wood panels. And then we're also just using the same, the thing that we're making to fuel the train. Because in this case, we're on a loop that's so small, it's just this little area. Instead of getting coal and moving it up here, I can just power or fuel the train with what I'm making in this area. So there's the wood panels. Over here, I think, is the sawn timber. Yep. So let's... And this is the exact same thing as the wood panels minus the 5th saw bench. So instead of putting sawn timber into anything, it just all goes straight to the output. So same deal over here. It's just less, there's just one less step. Then we have a bunch of fun little zip lines and this big loop going, where they will try to drop off all their stuff. And if they can't, they just put it into the compressor at the end. Looks like I have 3 of them. And make more than these compressors can actually burn off, but it's fine. Oh, then actually same deal over here. Then we have some more supply chests for building and also refueling sawn timber train. Then swords are up here. So the math for this one is kinda cool, but still really basic with all of the other stuff. So here's how this is working. Swords are made with wooden panels and sawn timber. And here I have, let's see how many, I think it's 5 trees total, making sawn timber and wooden panels, and I'll go into the amounts of each and why in a second. But all of these things are, all of their outputs are being dumped into this loop and line of these cutters here, or wood workshops, excuse me. And this is where the swords are all coming out. Okay, then this part might be a little confusing, but hopefully it makes sense after I explain it. So if I click on one wood workshop, we're making 3.8 wood blades a minute with crafties, and each wood blade is 2 wood panels. So that's 8 wood panels a minute. That's this one wood workshop. If I go over here to a tree or a logger, that's just all going into wood panels. The wood panel default recipe with 2 crafties is making 22.5. So for my uses, I'm just gonna say that, so this is making 22.5. I'm just gonna say that that can put, like, one of these can provide the wood panels for 3 of these, right? Because it's roughly like 8 times 3 is 24, and this is 22. So that's what I've decided to go with, and I think it actually just about works, or it works well enough. So that means that if I have 4 trees making wood panels, and each tree can do 3 wood workshops, then 4 times 3 is 12. And I have 12 wood workshops created here. So that covers the wood panels part of it, where if I just have 4 trees making wood panels, then that gives me all the wood panels I need for 12 wood workshops for swords. And the next part are timber, right? Timber, you actually only need one tree for. So I'm putting 90 wood into these 4 saw benches. Each of these are doing 11.2, about 45 sawn timber a minute. And 45 divided by 4 isn't 12, but it's close. So I just have one tree doing all of this timber. It's sent down and added to the loop. In this case, I've split it to just help. Instead of having to have haulers, all these haulers loop around, I just decided to split them off into... This hauler here covers 6 wood workshops, and on the other side, yeah, this one here also covers 6, just to keep the paths a little bit less crowded. And what you'll see is that I still managed to have all 12 of these running. So with rounding and spark delivery times in mind, I'm not sure if it's perfect, but the numbers to me are close enough. So again, quick review. One tree makes 20, like roughly 3 times as many wood panels as one wood workshop needs. So this bench right here does these 3. We have 4 of these around at work. That covers the complete wood panels part of this recipe, and then the sawn timber are handled by 1 tree that are on their own loop being fed in. I just have a lot of swords coming. The swords also power this waypoint here, and it's just more convenient than bringing in coal. They're dropped off here for if I have to build anything swords. And same deal. Swords in this case are the 3rd one. And then they just ride this loop over to the drop-off, which we'll go over next once I get there. Actually, I'm just going to run. So if I go over here, all of these trains that I have, well, all 3 of them, those timber, panels, and swords, will branch off here. And then each one just corresponds with different row of drop-off. And I used to have some logic here for, like, oh, what do you do if this fills up or whatever to detect certain things, but I just ended up going with the timer instead, just to keep it simple. So maybe I'm being inefficient if, you know, for example, these are all full. This train doesn't actually have to wait here to really drop anything off. Like 15 seconds is too long in this case, but I just went for that inefficiency to save myself from having to make some fancy logic stuff. I tried that and I didn't like it. I didn't want to look up an actual good way. So yeah, but anyway, so if this is like the wood dimension of all this wood stuff being made, it all comes right here where it's dropped off. And then this train is the one that goes over here where we were. And this is what connects it and makes all this wood stuff available in the wood biome. And you might be thinking, well, aren't there probably enough trees to do this same bit over here, grass biome? And probably right, but it's fine. It was an experiment. And then also, if I want to do this, I can just have another train branch off of this path and then go somewhere else at some point if needed, which I'm not really sure, but in my mind, it just feels like it's more open to expansion with how I've done it so far. So that's the wood stuff. I think all that's left now are my next tier of stone sparks. And this setup's not great, but I think because I don't need a ton of sparks all the time anyway, and more traffic jams, like I'm just fine with it. So I think in the last video I covered explosives and fabrics being dropped off for the boomy sparks. And then all that I've done is, looks like I also have, I say looks like because I haven't played for a little bit. Busy. But I have, do a little bit of backtracking. So here I have choppy sparks being trained over. And those choppy sparks are brought over here. They are combined with, I think, yeah, the rocky sparks to make slashies. And then I have some barrels of the slashies here. And because of this traffic jam, things got a little awkward. But yeah, that is slashy sparks. It's not this fully fleshed out system, but like I think when these are running, I'm making about 6 a minute, which is pretty good because I'm definitely not losing that many per minute. And then over on this side, because I was running out of room, I'm sending some stuff through some vertical logistics goofiness. I believe over here I have the crashies. So I have a train bringing in the stone spikes, and then through vertical logistics, these are where the booby sparks are being brought in, which looks like those are frozen because my rocky sparks got backed up. But those are just brought over here, and then they are dropped off into, in this case I put them in a crate. I don't really know why. I guess in case I wanted to ever add them to something. They're not stuck in a barrel. But yeah. So I think with that in mind, that covers all, let me double check. Yeah, this is the Aether Shard stuff. There's a video dedicated to all of that on my channel now. We've done these sparks. Oh yeah, so I guess I'll cover my stone spike thing too. I think... So with that train in mind, with all of the wood items, in this case swords, the swords for the stone spikes, I have a train bringing the swords in. And you'll notice that if this is the station, I just went back 1, 2, 3. So then, because of how I've set this up, the swords will always be the only thing that comes into this. I won't ever accidentally do panels or timber that might back things up. So for me, that just works well enough. We have one stone node here, making the panels for us, and then one little quick and dirty setup for the spikes. And it looks like if this is full, then it just lets this blocker down, and then instead of putting all of my spikes into this big crate, they'll just get put into a compressor. And that's just to try and make my setup still creating value for me, even if their outputs are full, so that instead of backing up, they can keep running. Just be putting it into a compressor instead. But yeah, so in my mind, because I put all the effort into having this setup over here, and then the different dedicated train lines for things, it was simple enough to just go to my main train line, and we can see it working right here. But having just, once I have this stuff running, I can just go up to my main train line. I can find a little pole that doesn't have anything used on it, or doesn't have like an existing branch off, and just say, hey, go, oh, that's awkward. Hey, just go this way. And in this case, the identifier for the train is a log, because even though I'm only using the swords, the train itself, I identify with, you know, logs for wood, because it's the wood train. It has all the wood components on it, or at least the main ones. And then, so that's one layer of filtering, which is log, and the second layer is the third thing back. Good to go. So I guess with that in mind, we can actually start the new fancy stuff in tier 7, which I don't know anything about. And also, if you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know below. I know I just covered a lot, but to me it would just take so long to go over all of this while I'm building it, because now most of the time when I'm building things, I don't know if what I'm actually building in that moment is going to work or not. There's a lot of trial and error. So at least for me right now, it's just easier to show you and review the finished project compared to if I build something for an hour, I'm talking you guys through it. There's a chance you're following along, and then I find an oopsie, and then all the work that you've been doing to try and, you know, follow along was for nothing as well. That's just how I've chosen to, I think, go about covering all the stuff. Let me know if it's absolute poop, not helpful. Like the rocks here. Oh, the holy moly. These things drop. That's crazy. Burning though. I don't like that. Oh, that was... Thank you for your service. Now we're going into the cave. I went around in here a little bit in early access, but not really. Probably should have prepped my inventory a little bit for here, but oh well. Oh, then I have to do the temperature overlay. So I have to find a place to harvest copper. I have to find frozen logs. And this is what I produce with them, presumably. I'm guessing frozen logs are probably from over here, because over there looks pretty cold. Oh, then we're close to copper, it looks like. I forgot. I just break this. Okay, that works. All right. So I wasn't sure what to expect from this, but at least judging from the quest here, at least the copper ore may not take too long. Oh, you know what? I'm sure what'll happen is once I do some of these quests, more will unlock in the town. I shouldn't be too ahead of myself. Oh, okay, so I have to do this manually. So we have 12 copper ore so far. Looks like those are the rocks with the little swirls on them. Right. So we have our copper ore, and there's no more quests. Town. Guess we'll just drop this off and see what happens. It's a little fleshy on. Oh, so it needs fuel. Oh, wait, in a furnace to smelt it. Okay, so I must have gotten the ore miner. But okay. So that means already we're gonna want to get fuel over here. So I guess I can either make a second coal train or just have another coal train branch off of this. Maybe I'll find another fuel source over here that I want to use instead. This is just thinking off the cuff. And again, because I put the effort in to make this rail system in the first place, instead of having to move coal from way over here or something like, you know, over here where there's a tree, this is a lot closer. So I can just pick one of these little poles here and go. Okay. So that's one quest, and I guess that's all we can really do. Let's see if we have any stuff. Oh, we do. We got a... Okay, so we unlocked 2 spark shrines that are somewhere. I wonder if I should do cave area first and then go over, or just kind of go back and forth. I guess I'll go see what I can do with the cave space first. But let's see what I need. What the heck is the... Oh, do I have to kill the little... I think it was called a pangolin. I wonder while I'm going over here if I should just do... I can just get... Yeah, if I do this now, it'll be a lot easier. Ladder. So if you're in a situation where you're like, oh, I want to branch off pole or whatever thing, and you have that thing going around on your train system, I can just click on any train and go like, oh, give me some coal. Now I have coal, and now I can branch off coal here. What we'll do is just ugly railing, go... I try to do like 90-ish degree angles where I can, until I get annoyed. Give up. This is looking great. Owl. Okay. Where is thing? Oh, it's right here. This. There's a big block. Then I think I have to put... This is we're already making mistakes. Okay. Oh, and it's already here. Nice. Like that. And it didn't drop any off. It's tragic. What I'm going... Oh wait, why is there... Oh, I'm a goofball. I made a mistake. Okay. Well, those are just going to hang out there now, which is great. Oh wait. Actually isn't. I can't... I'm going to leave this pole here, but get rid of this one over here. Because of how I've made this, normally I would just have it loop back in on itself if there was only one train delivering coal, but I have multiple. So I actually have to have it go back down and rejoin, I guess right there. We're going to have another goofy looking... Oh, wait. This... Think that's straight? Yeah. And at one point I set up some little build menus to quickly let me switch different things, but I have lost that muscle memory. So I'm just gonna go through all the menus build every individual thing. Here, this can just rejoin just like that. So now what I can do, back this train up. Oh no, and then, because I put this, okay. Okay, so now we can send this one through. And this one is going to, I think, rejoin, going in the wrong direction, so I have to back it up now. I don't think there's really a pretty way to do this, so I'm gonna do that. If I loop, I would just like to not have to delete the train and remake. Okay. Then this is done. Let's go back from good. So the next one's already here. We'll drop off its stuff. Wait. Buffer. I have to break. Refreshing the timers. Callers. Have our waypoint ready. Oh, but we don't have the range. Well, you know what? When we do have the range, it'll work. All right. Let's go back in cave. My inventory that is hardcore struggling. Oh yeah, so now we'll see if I have to kill Pangolin to get whatever that last piece is. Oh, holy moly, it's tanky. Loads. Yeah, okay. I guess it just attacks super low. So it's probably saying to get out of the way. I don't really know the timing yet. I'm wasting a lot of time by just waiting for... Hopefully. Okay. What we got here. I think that should be enough. Or minor. Then that does it for this quest, so I guess I'll do two things now. I'm gonna go grab some raw aether, or whatever the aether vials are called. I think that's raw aether, yeah. Well, that runs, I mean, it's going to finish in a few minutes anyway, but we can still just, see. I'm just going to drop that off now. We can go explore the snow. Oh, then actually, I'm a bit of a goofball. So, I guess it would be smart to start doing these copper ingots, just as. And then with a fuel source in mind, I guess what I want to do is, let's see, because these aren't dropping off too much coal at a time. I guess it'll take a while just for it to like, for this to saturate, and then, I guess what I can do is something like, if I do this, bit of this path and that. Splitter might not be necessary here, but it's just to split it. Path go this way. Let's see. Then ideally I can just bring this into the cave. Yeah. What we'll do is put right here. Path here with a collar on it. So we'll see if, I doubt what's over here will consume more coal than we're producing. Making a bunch of coal and have multiple trains moving coal. But I guess we'll find out. But this should let us do... Oh, then I think I actually have to go back to the merchant first. Let's see what we get from this quest. I need... Oh, it just, I see the recipe in the furnace. Oh, interesting. Some more furnaces. So I guess that means... I think furnaces need the rock Terran shell. Yes. So I probably want to make rock Terran farm. And oh yeah, so over here, I've marked this in the past. There's a bunch of rock Terrans over here that I might use. I guess for now we'll see. It'd be smart to do the rock Terran farm now, but we're just gonna procrastinate. But copper smelting, and we do want these to go to mayor. This, and then let me remember how to do. So we need 500 of these. So we'll make capacity sensor. We're at 500. Oh, and we're greater than or equal to 500. Then we'll put out signal. this, and that means that we'll put 500 things into this chest. When it reaches 500, it'll send a signal to the blocker, and then it won't be just filling this chest with it's forever. We can just... Oh, it makes 2.8 a minute. Okay, that'll be... We have some extra thing here on the path for the hauler to pick up. And for now, we'll just have... Oh, we also want to give them two... Give 2 drop-offs. I might not do the sensor for this twice, just... So then what we can actually do is I can move this over here. How do I... Go. This. Did I pick up the hauler? I think I did. So now same deal. It's just gonna hit this chest first. That actually won't work. Because we only want 80 in this one. Okay, I'm not gonna be lazy. We are gonna put down the second sensor. So first, I'm going to put blocker here. Capacity sensor. Okay, yeah, so then once this hits 80, this will go up, and it'll only be able to give the stuff to Granny. Then once it gives the stuff to Granny, it'll be in good shape, and this is just going to take a very long time. So while this is running, I'll probably go do... Let's go do the cold place, and then I'm also going to grab some more crafties. Okay. Right. Let's, instead of being smart, clearing out our inventory, maybe I will be smart. Well, I already have a shed. Hopefully I don't need this stuff in snow place. Drop off pellets here. Wait north and see what happens. Icy succulent's cute. Oh, icy cactus is fun. I like how they just take different ideas and blend them together. This makes everything a little more unique than your standard, oh, it's cold and there's snow and there's... Let's see, ancient waypoint. I mean, I could still go to train over here. So that's all... Yeah, that's still a little bit more out of the way than the cave, but it's still doable. Oh yeah, so I guess I'm looking for frozen logs and the seem icy. Let's see what we get. That's right. Don't be making your aggro sounds at me. Oh, they can... That's kind of fun. They can, knock each other out of being frozen. Got some more frozen. I like how they're frozen, but then visually they're kind of just more like almost kind of cosmic looking. We're at a little over a stack of each. So let's go back. See what we get. Oh, then apparently I still have random stuff in there. Okay, so we have frozen log cutting, if not cutting. This is okay. So I have a way of getting wood. Well, I still don't know where to get a leaf knot from, but assuming it comes from out there, then I can get wood and stuff out there without trains. As if it's in the right amounts. Frozen stone cubes. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, and then we just get more fertilizer. Got it. Okay, greenhouse. I forgot at one point I suggested this, and it probably wasn't even from that feedback. But I just like, because you know when you think of automation ingredients, you think of like stone and wood, other, you know, different ores and that kind of thing. So to give it a different flavor with like botany and different plants is really cool. It's a lot more fun than what you're used to in every other automation. Fluted coral. Oh, that's fancy. So we need, a lot of these are using fertilizer. Okay, wait, so what's going on here? So coral and fertilizer plus more fertilizer becomes fluted coral. Fluted coral becomes regular coral. And then when you make fluted coral, you can get more coral with it, which would feed this process. So in other words, if you get fertilizer coming in, my impression is this might create enough coral to sustain itself going forward and just spin up infinitely as long as you're putting more fertilizer into it. And then I don't know, there's just lots of possibilities there. Okay. Edit. Fill it for our quests. So our ingots are going. We know how to make leaf knots now. We can make, I think we can make green. Did I see that correctly, or is that not quite? Oh, we can't. Oh, so I need raw aether in a building thingy, a supply chest. This is to make the leaf knots. I don't remember where my fertilizer is at all, so it's 15, or no, so 7.5 times 4, so that's 30. So each of these is doing 30. Let's see. So I mean, that at least covers the fertilizer part. Yeah, I can just tell how complex this is all going to get. So I wonder... Presumably there is a frozen tree and frozen, like, stone node. I'll just try and get more of this biome uncovered, so I know what I'm working with. Oh, wait, can I... That's fancy as you. Okay. I assume the driller sparks are needed for this, but... guess we'll see. And does that mean... I can see that there's, on the map, there's like a line or a wall of it. Drill sparks before I can get closer, but then I have to find the shrines for those, right? Oh, that's a new thing. Icehorn Ram. What do you do? Oh, wait. I doubt this will work. Uh-oh. Very cold. Do what I want you to do. No. Oh, wow. Bunch. I wonder if this little point here is supposed to be here, or if I just got lucky with my seed. But okay, we got big trees. Lots of trees. What the heck? Arboretum. I have no idea what this is. Oh, I really like the aesthetic of this and how the texture is on a different layer. So there's like that parallax or whatever between it. I feel like the ice is gonna break though. Oh, it's not. Oh, what the? What? Oh, is it underneath? Wait. What the? Oh my gosh. Going a full circle. Oh, that's okay. That's how it attacks you beyond the freezing. There. Okay. Got like big efficiency on that. Oh. Hopefully before it starts to attack, you can finish it off. Okay, that was a cool. I like that this was just kind of tucked away in its own little space. That was cool. I didn't expect like a. That was almost like a legendary Pokemon. I'm still thinking about over there with that little ladder. If I'm like sequence breaking. I wonder if I'll have to, if there's no like frozen trees, but if this will play a role in turning normal wood into the stellar stuff. I guess that's my current hunch for what this is. I wonder if I can. What happens if I fall on top of that? I don't want to mess with that. I think for now, because there's no enemies here, fortunately. Just gonna set up some spark throw. Start harvesting some of the stuff just passively. Yeah, so I don't have to worry about the inputs because they're not going to be losing any. I don't think. I can just start putting it some chests. Guys, not break. Oh, that makes sense. I wonder if I want. Oh, it's just they can break and not break. Okay, so they can break the trees. It's a lot slower though, but I mean that's just more. So not most efficient in terms of time, but this will just ease making greenhouses and whatever other stuff currently doing. And then I don't really care about the leaves, so I can just put compressor at the very end. That just means the leaves will get compressed. Right, so our ingots are done. We can go turn in quest for the merchant. Okay, no other quests for that. I guess I didn't pin the quest. Now for our greenhouse, we just need raw aether. So it looks like this is all being consumed here. Let's see. I could make my aether shard process worse, but I'm just gonna go find some more different miasma nodes. So for miasma, I just need quartz. I need aether shards coming in, and then I can distill some of that raw aether and not do the full process to get more shards to feed back into the system. So I just need, okay, so I need quartz, coal, and miasma. What I can do is that I don't have any stone nodes. That's a little unfortunate. You know what? I think, wait, isn't it just one? Just one. Okay, so actually I'm just gonna put I'm just gonna do because I already have way more aether shards than I need anyway. So we can now make greenhouses, which take in leaves and fertilizer. So we can bring this back to grass biome. So I guess this takes a while. Actually, with how this is working, see, this says this is using 12 leaves a minute. So I guess that'll depend on, once this fills up with fertilizer, then these are going to back up, and then some leaves will be able to go through. Not sure how it's all going to shake out. I forgot if I needed one of these. I do need one. Back to that. You know what? I think it works. I'm gonna send wood off of one tree straight up there dedicated to that waypoint, because it's not worth it for me to have a train stop for the coal out of the way. Let's see if I regret this decision. Cool, so our leaf knots, alright, let's go check out this shrine. But our leaf knots are getting there. Wait, is this? Is this better than Crafty's? Oh my god. What? Wait, it looks so fancy. Yes, wow, there's metal spark. Okay. Yeah, because crafty sparks are only efficiency, I think. Yeah. So if these are consistent, then it's 50% faster. Okay, yeah, they're pricey. Okay. Suddenly our aether shard stuff and our wood looking a little more appealing. Just having excess of that around the system. I'll have to figure out where I actually build stuff and where it all gets sent, but yeah, I don't know we get copper spark. I don't know how easy this area is to explore because of how much of it is probably in the cave. Oh, you know what? I guess I should look for Real Spark Shrine. Once these, actually, I'm gonna go back now. We'll see what the woodsman gives us and then go from there. See what we got. Oh yeah, we got coral. That's where we get the seed? Yes. Oh, what? How does this work? Raw aether and coral. Oh boy. I have to deliver a bunch of raw aether. There's the best way, which is not the way we're gonna do it, so we're just gonna throw this down. Fall behind on our aether stuff a little bit because... Now let's look at this coral seed situation. Basically, I need coral and fertilizer in the same place. So if I get coral fertilizer in the same place, I can make coral seeds, which lets me make either fluted coral or more coral. Then for coral itself, that's 1 to 8. So if I go back to this, that's 1 to 10. And then another 1 to 20. I get so much coral from this. Okay. So that effectively become, well, I mean, that does become coral automation, just straight up. Theory, well, yeah, once you do this process once, it just makes more than enough for it to fuel itself forever. So I have to just get some fertilizer. The fertilizer is the main thing, actually. If I get, like, just a little bit, I could kick this off with coral in my inventory. So that would mean that I just need fertilizer. So this lets me get coral and limestone in anywhere that's not the mountain biome easily. So I guess I can just start cutting stuff down. And realistically, so I could make this down over here by the ugly leaf knot setup that I made. But this isn't very scalable, right? Like I only have two trees available here. So I think what I'll do, I didn't mean to click teleporter, but yeah, we're gonna do it over here. Because in theory, then I can add it to the train line. I can add it to the wood train. We'll probably make it, I guess we'll try using these 4 trees here and hope that it's enough. So for example, this is the equivalent of like 6 wood, right? I say 6 wood because this is 90 per minute. If I switch it to wood, it's also 90 wood per minute. So 1 leaf equal to 1 log, just thinking. So 6 logs become 10 of these things. And then 1 of these things can become 10 leaves or 6 logs, which means, okay, so in that case, the conversion from, so this goes 6 to 10, and then each of these, so this is like multiplying wood times 10, 6 go in, and then 10 times 6 come out, and then for leaves, it's 6, oh wait, no, these are worth more. Well, basically, it can give us a lot of stuff elsewhere. There's just a lot of possibilities with this. That's just, yeah, that's just crazy. Okay. So we're doing fertilizer. So there's enough for all these trees. We'll have to move out. Yeah, because we want to make these coral seed things. What I can do is move this stuff up here. I'll just put now. Have a big open space. Let's use this space here and hope that's enough. Okay, what we'll do, put right down here. This is where our coral is first going. We want 1 of these things making food. Oh, okay. We're gonna have a second layer making fluid coral. I think it was a cutter that it was in. So a stone cutter like this. It's here. Like that. So this is now putting coral back into the system. Then see how much. This is using only 6 fertilizer per minute, which means that depending on how many of these I make, I want to loop. Okay, here. gonna move this back 1. So we're gonna use a loop for the fertilizer. But then for the coral, I might want to do 2 loops for this. Sorry, so what I'm thinking about now is because you can have something like this, right? Where you have one hauler, like some sparks going on a loop around, and then the other one where the hauler just kind of like goes in. And then, but depending on the quantities of what you're moving and how big the stacks can be, the little like bouncing around thing might not. That's only for one hauler, right? Only one hauler can do that. Put more than one on, they'll get stuck. They'll bump into it. I'm trying to figure out if I do 2 loops for this, or what exactly the approach is. I think I might, honestly, I'm just gonna do 2 loops just for fun. I haven't done that for a while. So loops is, sure it's possible, but it's a little more. I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to put a weight thing into it. Wait. One loop. And I know it's hard to visualize because there's not actually haulers on. Those pick it up. Let's see. This is. Okay, we have one path here. Path here. That's a good spot. We have. Now we actually just need a fertilizer in. Depending on. I don't know if I'll end up using all of these trees or not. I'm just gonna put a logger here. Very simple. And okay, we have. Oh, then I have to get fertilizer into this, into part 2. Okay. Then what we can do, put right here. Drop off fertilizer to this. Let's see. I really not bring enough coral with me. Oh wait, but I can cut some and send it back in. Oh. Okay, so this process is now still limited by our fertilizer. But I have an idea. This is what I was thinking about when I was setting this up over here. Well, actually, this gives us more coral. So this process doesn't give us more fertilizer, that's okay. But the thing with, let's see. So if 2 leaves make 1 fertilizer, this is 8 leaves make 10 leaves. So this is 8 to 10. And then, in other words, like I can put some leaves and fertilizer into a system. I think that just if I can kick off this process, I can turn leaf knots into leaves, which I can turn into more leaves and fertilizer. And just get like this stuff, leaves, wood, fertilizer, anything, wherever I want without the log anymore. Well, actually what I might want to do is make a blueprint. I don't know the actual numbers, but I'm assuming that's what this is. Just because of, I don't know what else it would be. Let's see, we have coral seeds going in there. And our current point of progression, put a test here, woodsman. Okay. Now we actually have coral coming out. And I think this woodsman quest is what it gives us. Yeah, the seeds. Plums plus, okay. Flour. And then is this another infinite process? Because if I make flour, I can turn the flour into clumps. I can turn the clumps into pellets. And then if I have fertilizer, this is almost like in Satisfactory in the end game. I forgot what it's called, but you can just turn stuff into other stuff. This is what that feels like, where it's achieved differently, but it's letting me make stuff forever. Well, maybe I should shut up. I don't actually know yet, but that's my impression of what it is. No, I just haven't done the numbers yet. I doubt there's recipes in this that I've missed. Yeah, it's just these 3. We have leaf knots going there. Once we do the coral seeds, and we're making, I actually don't quite know. I assume this means 20 per minute. So that's 60. So 4 minutes, roughly. What I can also do is put compressor here. So if this is ever false for some reason, then we'll just compress the coral on the way back. Looks like we're still net positive on our fertilizer. Is this number, the fact that there's stuff in this means that we're hopefully producing more than we are consuming. Oh wait, But if I made these in cold place, they would go faster. So I wonder if I take some fertilizer. Wait, I can steal this. Okay. I think there's a way, there's a spark that can probably change temperature. But like there's a way for you to do temperature stuff outside of the biome associated with that temperature. This is -1. I wonder if, back to our favorite cliff in the entire map. We're balling. Oh, this is, okay, no, it's really cold up here. Okay, that's big. But it says the optimal is -3. I'm assuming -4 is too cold. Let's see if there is up here, if it's all 4s. Bottom area was 1 and 2. Let's make the same set really quick and dirty. This will be layer 2 for this coral. Do I want to make, I just want to move this up here, because if I move this up here, then it's just better. I guess I'll do that eventually. So this was a fun little experiment. Get an idea of what we... I'm going to get rid of the furnaces, or the greenhouses, just because on the slim chance that I find myself running out of these things, the stellar ice, I don't want to waste those and have those sitting around on the map not doing anything. Let's go get our aether seeds or whatever they're called. Guess this is where the new sparks come in? Question mark. Oh, not quite. Okay, this is a little tough. Oh, so now we need... Okay. So we need this stuff for more processes now, which means I do have to find somewhere. I have to find quartz and miasma close to each other. Then also get coal over there too. Then get leaf knots, which are made from aether flowers. Okay. So 1 clump becomes 6 pellets. So 1 to 6. So 2... Oh, wait. So this is 36 pellets. So 2 pellets become 36 pellets through the process, which is insane. I mean, even through this then I could do... If I got this up and running, this is another form of aether automation. That might actually be... We'll figure that out. The main thing though is just getting this set up. So some pellets. I mean, if I just do pellets and fertilizer, that's the start of it. I have to figure out what recipes benefit from what biomes. Because right now, like, let's say there were biomes were under consideration. In theory, I think that I could make a bunch of greenhouses in one place and then produce almost anything as far as like wood stuff and aether stuff goes. But the biomes make a big difference with temperature. So I'll just start to pick up on the different considerations for that with time. But I guess for now, if I do this... Yeah, so the optimal temperature is -3. Granted, the temperature was only -1 or -2, not -3. Yeah. But I mean, this area here is great. I do it here. Or maybe farther south if it's also flat. Yes, I mean, this is a good spot. So if we're doing seeds here, for flowers. Yeah, optimal temperature -3. Who would have thought fertilizer would be so important? Okay, so let's do a loop here for now. Flowers come out. We're gonna want to turn some of the flowers back into clumps or pellets. Or wait. We have to turn the flower into clumps first. My plant extractor. I have a plant. Oh. I see. Okay, we missed that part. Okay, we have to set up supply chests and 2 stations. Okay, so instead of compressing it now, we'll just put supply chest here. Take the loss. Cool. There's one, and then we also need it on our ingots, which are and then yeah, for now it's better to have it going into supply chest for us than it is for any. Okay, so plant extractor acquired. This is all about. Now I just need to get fertilizer up here, which I'm not quite sure how much I like having it the optimal approach be to, because like normally with the logistics you want to get like the stuff you need into one area, and if you have it all in one area you can get that full process there. But with all the temperature stuff, it feels like I have to do one step of the process, ship it somewhere else, a step in the process, ship it somewhere else. Maybe that's how it won't end up feeling once I have a better grasp on everything. Okay, so we have a little setup here. I made 3 cutters for the clumps just to make sure that as we're pumping some out, that we can quickly get them turned into pellets and fed back into the system. I don't know exactly how this will all shake out with the numbers yet, but this is just to get process up. Yeah, we have some fertilizer coming in, but we just have 1 tree going into 3 cutters that are all making fertilizer, and then it's just put down. Okay, but this either stuff, all this, actually flowers and the stuff we just unlocked, start to form a rough idea of what we can do with that. Okay, so eventually, I'm assuming in tier 8 is when we'll be able to make handy sparks. Well, actually, we have the shrine already. Because normally, I'm used to, once you unlock the shrine, you can craft, you have the recipe for the spark in that same tier. But we don't have that yet. So right now we just have, I mean, unless I never get the recipe and I will only have to use shrine, but I doubt that. But I guess these would be the next move, because this just ups your production for everything by presumably 50%, because they have 3 efficiency. Well, actually, I could make some right now. The thing is, though, is that if I were to, let's say I make this one thing here with the handy sparks, this might go faster, but even if this is going faster, it'll be bottlenecked by the fact that the rest of this is still, I would need a good amount of these in a full process to really start getting the value out of them. But let's see, why? Oh, I submitted the quest, which is why we're just gonna move it away. Then I might go do, let's see, we're getting about 60 of these a minute. But I think less because these are still taking their time a bit. Let's go try to fix our ingots, our copper ingots a little bit. Just to, because those were the first thing we put in and they're not even halfway done yet. This, I think originally when I was here, I didn't have many haulers. So let us be a little more efficient. This is going down. This is really dropping. So let's try to get, oh, I need to kill another Kringlein. Sorry, buddy. Oh wait, and then I haven't found the drill. I completely forgot about the drill spark shrine. I should probably go find that. Okay, so we've doubled our ingot production. Still isn't very good. Dirt column sounds kind of scary. You know what? We're gonna... Oh jeez. Yeah, this is kind of funny. I don't even think we need the drill sparks. Okay, so we can't break root tangles. Yep, okay, that's our limit. Or I doubt, like the snow place, that we'll find a little cheeky path through this unpassable stuff. Oh, my inventory. Full. Oh, it just gave me... Oh, I see. They go into my little bar. This is making about like 8. That's 32. And then 14, 28. That's 34 total. 42. We're making 8. I need like 5. So I need 1 more. I don't even know if this makes enough pellets or clumps. But if we're getting, wait, if we're getting 3 flowers a minute, that's 18 clumps, which, oh wait, no, we totally do. Okay, wow. Assuming that math isn't wrong. We'll be getting stuff for sure. Catch flower off of one of the, oh wait, I can just grab one. And if we have that many clumps that we actually can't get rid of all of them, we'll compress the clumps. Because if one of these get jammed up, then can't keep going. This has to exit, this has to be out before it can put the next one. But we got our flower, right? Yeah, flower. Spark. Or spark inventory. Active slots. Oh wait. Oh, loadouts. Okay. I guess I can just keep go. I can just keep go. Just keep working on our copper ingots. Like we'll be producing about 12 per minute now. 4 times better than before. So we might be done with tier 7. Go complete the quest. See if anything else pops up before tier 8. On tier 7, finish the construction site. Let's go make sure. Does not say the tier. It's gonna tell me in a second, but yep, okay. Okay, we're in tier 8 now, so that'll do it. But looks like we're getting a bunch of really exciting things as far as we can turn stuff into other stuff. We can insert some stuff and then just get way more out of that process and get back into itself. So a lot of really fancy things that I assume are only going to get fancier. And we'll have to wait until next time to figure out what the heck all of this stuff is. So thank you everyone for watching. Take care.